I've always been an average guy, blending into the background, unnoticed and unremarkable. But there was one thing I was known for: my dream of running a marathon. Not just any marathon, but the prestigious Boston Marathon. It seemed ludicrous, given my lack of athletic prowess and my tendency to quit when things got tough. But there it was, a flicker of hope that kept me going. It all started one rainy afternoon in November, when I found myself at rock bottom. I had just lost my job, my girlfriend had left me, and my future looked bleak. Sitting on the couch, drowning in self-pity, I saw a news segment on the Boston Marathon. The determination on the runners' faces as they crossed the finish line stirred something deep inside me. That moment, I made a decision. I would run that marathon. The next morning, I pulled on a pair of worn-out sneakers and stepped outside. The crisp air stung my lungs as I started to jog. I didn't make it far. My legs burned, my chest tightened, and I collapsed onto a park bench, gasping for breath. Doubts flooded my mind. What are you thinking? You can't do this. But then I remembered those runners and their faces full of grit and triumph. I got up and jogged home, my steps slow but steady. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Every morning, rain or shine, I laced up my sneakers and hit the pavement. It was brutal. There were times when I thought I couldn't go on, when my body screamed at me to stop, and my mind was a battlefield of negativity. But every time I fell, I got back up. I reminded myself of why I started. Each small victory, running an extra mile, shaving a few seconds off my time, became a beacon of hope. One particularly harsh winter morning, I faced my toughest challenge yet. The sidewalks were slick with ice, and a bitter wind cut through my layers of clothing. I was tempted to stay in bed, to postpone my training for a day. But I knew that if I gave in once, it would become easier to give in again. So I went out, my breath forming clouds in the freezing air. Halfway through my run, I slipped on a patch of ice and went down hard. Pain shot through my leg, and I felt a wave of despair. Lying there on the cold ground, I wanted to give up. But then, a memory flashed through my mind. I was a child, learning to ride a bike. My father's voice echoed in my ears. Never give up. If you fall, get back up. Those words had stayed with me, buried deep until now. I struggled to my feet, wincing with every step, and limped home. The next few days were agonizing, but I kept moving, refusing to let the setback define me. I pushed through the pain, each run a testament to my resilience. Finally, the day of the Boston Marathon arrived. Standing at the starting line, surrounded by thousands of runners, I felt a surge of emotion. This was it, the culmination of all my hard work, my perseverance, my refusal to give up. The race was grueling. Heartbreak Hill lived up to its name, testing every ounce of my strength and willpower. But with each step, I remembered my journey. The countless mornings I dragged myself out of bed, the bitter cold, the searing pain, the moments of doubt. And I ran with everything I had. Crossing the finish line, I was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment. Tears streamed down my face as I realized what I had done. I had proven to myself that I could achieve anything if I never gave up. That day, I wasn't just an average guy anymore. I was a marathoner, a testament to the power of perseverance. As I stood there, medal in hand, I knew this was only the beginning. Life would throw more challenges my way, but I was ready. I had learned the most important lesson of all. No matter how hard it gets, never give up.